Good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you. Okay, it is 1800 hours. I'm going to call our workshop to order. Before we do, I'd like Councilman Johnson to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you all rise?
Please turn and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah! Miss Jones,
Mayor Medina,
present.
Deputy Mayor Felix,
Here.
Councilman Johnson,
Here.
Ms. Sherman.
Here.
Ms. Smith is not present at the moment.
All right, thank you, ma'am. So I just want to remind everyone that today's public comments will be strictly dedicated to our talking points, which will be our budget. So with that being said, our number one item on business, Madam Sherman.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So tonight we have our sort of start of the budget process overview for you, our workshop where we will discuss a little bit about where we're at in the current budget year, but also preview for you what is coming together for the fiscal year 2025. And to provide that presentation and overview, I'll have Angelica Collins, our Assistant Finance Director, come up and present that information for everyone.
I know, look. Madam Attorney just corrected me. It is not 1800 hours yet. It's actually 1759, but I was going by the clock right in front of me that says 1802. So we started a little early, ladies and gentlemen. But carry on, Angelica.
Good evening, Council. My name is Angelica Collins, and I'm your Assistant Finance Director over Budget and Asset Management. And this is my one time a year that I get to come to Council and to our City Manager and present our proposed budget for the upcoming year, and I'll also talk a little bit about where this current year stands. As Mayor Medina was saying, this is my favorite thing to do. So if there's anything I love about my job, it's about educating and building those relationships. So I truly value the time that I can come and speak to you about what I do on a daily basis. I could talk about this for hours. Everybody knows I made a joke and said I'll keep it to 5, but I will try to minimize it as much as I can. There's a lot of information in the deck that I've provided that is also posted on our website. What I will do is I will focus on some slides in a little bit more detail. In some slides, I'll have a lot of data, a lot of information, and I'll focus on certain things a little bit more. So I will try to keep it high level, but for transparency purposes, I have made the deck as detailed as possible. So again, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I couldn't have done this without our departments. We have 16 departments, 3 of them are charter offices. I couldn't do my job without my team. I couldn't do my job without our city manager. But again, it is a labor of love that we've put into, and we're here tonight. And we have a proposed budget for you that I think is pretty great. So I will run through it. If you have any questions, we can wait until the end, or you can ask me at any given time. It's really up to you. I'm very flexible. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first thing I would like to do, so this is a little bit different than how I normally start out. Normally I jump right into the information, but I do want to take a few minutes to talk about my area. So what we do is with the budget, once we go through the approval process, we put this big document together for everybody. So it's about 400 pages of writing, of value, of financials, and we submit that to the General Finance Officers Association, or GFOA, through an awards program. And it's essentially the highest form of recognition of governmental budgeting. And so we're always a year behind. So they just reviewed our 2024 approved budget that we went through last calendar year. And we, again, are a 33-year recipient So 33 years in a row, we have received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. And it just means that the process we go through, the information that we disclose, and sort of everything that we put into these months of preparing goes through this three-party reviewer process. And it has to meet certain guidelines, and we really have to rank proficient in various guidelines. So 33 years, I think I was still in elementary school when we first started this. So I don't want to say, yeah, we're a 33-year recipient. We get this every year. But this year, for 2024, I think we received something very special. And when I found out, I actually got a little bit emotional because it sort of supports everything that I stand for. We're a first-time recipient in one of the categories of getting a special recognition in the budget process, which tells me that everything that myself and my team put into working with all departments, working with city management, working with you all, is really finally coming together for me. So for me, having that, being a first-time recipient under my watch in that special category, I will say, normally I see the recipient, yes, we have the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. But when I shared that with my director and even with our city manager, I did get a little bit emotional because it does tell me that what my goals are for my group, what my envision for my area is working. So I just wanted to share that. It's a little bit, I'll pat myself on the back a little bit.
Congratulations on the fruits of your
yes.
labor, because that's exactly what it is.
I very
It
much
is a fruit.
appreciate it. So I just wanted to share that. Now we can go into the agenda. So this will probably put me over my time, right, of talking about. Right? So I'll take that. So what we'll talk about tonight, this is a little bit of the agenda. We will talk about our strategic accomplishments and goals. We'll heavily focus on the general fund. So the general fund primarily is revenue source, primarily funded through ad valorem taxation, which that's the biggest part of what we are here to do and what you as a city council are required to do by law is to set a millage rate. We will talk about our enterprise funds and our other funds, and we'll sort of talk the same thing about funding requests, financials. We will talk about our taxable values, millage rates, and then we'll just close it out with any pending items. And then we'll move into question and answers, or you can interrupt me at any time if you wish. Right, so we'll go ahead and get into our strategic accomplishments and goals. So let's first talk about current year, what we've accomplished to date, and then we'll go into what our goals for 2025 are. So as far as 2024, so we're about 10 months in. Our fiscal year runs 10/1 through 9/30. So a big thing that we have focused on for 24, that we have continuously focused on from the previous year, and you'll see that message into 2025, is funding high priority items and critical needs. And capital is a piece of that. For 2024, within the approved budget, so when we went through this process last year in reviewing what our proposal was, we have included $2.1 million in funding high priority and critical needs. We had an additional $6 million in savings that came to you on the September 7th council agenda. So that is when our city manager looks at what our potential savings are from that fiscal year. And she came to you with a list of this is what, with those savings, we want to fund. So that came to you, and that was allocated on Budget Amendment 1. So in December, you saw that amount come savings we want to fund. And fire and safety equipment and those P25 radios that you'll continuously see for several years as a requirement of changing out. We funded capital investments for requirement of changing out.